we're continuing our journey into perfection, understanding that you'll never be perfect. Only I can be, but you can get pretty good. You guys, you're not bad, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to perfect ourselves as much as we can. We said perfection is 3 things: number 1, character traits; number 2, positive impact; number 3, spiritual consciousness. That's what we're working on. But the very basic foundation, character traits. And character traits, we said, are called middot. What does midah mean? Midah means a measurement. So, who can tell me a bad character trait?
Anger.
No.
They're the true measure of a person.
I like that. I love English people. Why are they called middot? Because middot means measure, because they're the true measure of a person. I like that. So, yes, but no. The truth is, every trait is just a trait, and it's good or bad depending on when and how much you use it. So Tehillim says you should be angry. Only in one instance. You should be angry with your Yetzer Hara. No! You do not put those thoughts into my head. Bam! I'm not listening to you. Shut up! You can't be angry apart from that. You can feel some indignation when there's injustice. So, he gives the example, we learned this many weeks ago. It's like a recipe. Is salt good or bad in a recipe? Depends. You put too much, it's bad. You put too little, it's bad. You put the right amount, it works. It's called a midah because it's got the measurement. Salt is good or bad only based on how and when and how much you use it. So every single midah is good, bad, depending on how much you use it. The only one that is never upliftable is yeush. What does yeush mean? Despair. I have no chance. I'm done. That can never really be uplifted. It's okay because Rabbi Nachman says, "Ein shum yeush be'olam klal." There is no such thing as yeush. So you never give up. You never give up on yourself. I was thinking anxiety as well. It does help sometimes, I guess, if it makes you prepare for your exam or something, but there are better ways to prepare for your exams. But anyway, that's what we're doing, and we're now on, and this is going to take us a few classes because it's really a long one. It's called shiur ahavah, the gate of love. Baby, love. Ahavah koilelet ma'asim rabim yoiter mikol hamidos u'kshiyasim ha'adam ahavato l'toiva hu l'mal mikol hamidos. Ahavah, when used correctly, is the highest and the greatest thing. The highest and greatest thing. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha. And you should love the Lord, your God. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. You should love every single Jew as if they are you. And then you learn deeper because they are you. Ve'ahavta et hager. Ohev et habriot. You have to love the whole of humanity, not just Jews. You have to love Jews, non-Jews, trees, giraffes, mountains, chickens. Basically, you've just got to be a fountain of love. You just got to be in love with life. You got to love life. Ahavas chayim, v'ahavas chesed. You got to love life. You got to love chesed. You got to be full of love. Love, love, love is the beginning of everything. It's the end of everything. There's nothing greater than that. And when it comes to our avodas Hashem, serving the Lord, there's no greater path of serving the Lord than through ahavah. There is serving the Lord through yira. Now there's a very, very bad low level called yira sa'inish. We spoke about it, where I'm doing what Hashem wants me to do because I'm afraid that I'll get punished if I don't. There's a high level of yira, which is wow. Respect and awe. And he's saying in this case, serving Hashem from that is very, very high. But out of love is just the highest. It's just like, so in love. If your wife asks you to do something, you can either do it because you'll get in trouble if you don't. Not a good relationship. Or you could do it because you really, really respect her. Or you can do it because you're so in love with her. She's like, David Bear, can you do the washing up? I'm like, oh God, thank you, yes. I want you go and have a hot bath. lavender oil, I'll do the washing. And I'll get the kids ready for school. In fact, you don't do anything. I love you. She's like, are you sure that's okay? Sure, I'm going away on a retreat. Is that actually okay? I just feel like I want to nurture myself. Are you okay? Yes, I love you. I want you to go. Hashem. Hey, David Bear, says Hashem, can you put on tefillin? And I'm like, I love you. Yeah. If that would make you happy, Hashem, I'll do that. I love you. Baruch atah Hashem. David Bear, Shabbos. Shabbos. And Hashem says, on Shabbos, we're going into the yichud room together. We're going to be alone together. Intimate. Shabbos is intimate. So when we're in the yichud room, do you mind not being on your phone? You know what? One day, in a few years from now, you'll be standing under the chuppah. Be'ezrat Hashem. With a woman you've never touched. Be'ezrat Hashem. God forbid. You would have touched her already. She can't be. It's not your wife. And then you will put a ring on her finger. And then she will be your soulmate, your everything for all of eternity. And then you're going to hold hands for the first time. And then you're going to go into the yichud room. And in the yichud room, that will be the first time you've ever been actually truly alone together. And she'll look in your eyes. Then you'll take out your phone and say, hold on. My team's playing. I just want to check this. Can you? So when Hashem says, I don't want you to check your phone on Shabbos, he's like, we're in the yichud room, man. Why? So it's not even at that point, you don't even have to struggle with that. You're not like, I actually really don't care if my team loses. I don't care at this point because I'm with my wife. So on Shabbos, it's not like, okay, I can't check my phone. It's like, who wants to check it? Who would want to check the phone on Shabbos? Why? What would be the benefit of that? What advantage? What do you gain from that? Shabbos. So we're serving Hashem out of love. I'm just so in love. And when you're in love with someone, you just can't stop thinking about them. You can't stop. How much do you think about Hashem? What percentage of your thoughts during the day are you thinking about Hashem? For most people, none. Very small. Maybe when you're davening, but probably not. You're talking to Hashem, but you're not actually thinking about Hashem. What percentage of the day are you thinking about that girl you're in love with? You can't stop. Falling asleep, thinking about her, waking up, thinking about her, dreaming about her. You can't think about anything else. So the Rambam says you have to be chole u'mushuga, sick and crazy. Sick and crazy in love with Hashem. Now that's very hard because Hashem is not tangible. And women are very, very tangible. It's work. There's another avodah you have to do. So then he goes through. Then he says the opposite. When you place your love on something bad, so you think ahavah is a good trait. Well, it depends. If you love honor, I love honor, that's the worst. When you put your love on something, avodat, ein midara b'kol midos. There's nothing worse than that. So you got to choose, where am I putting my love? I love LeBron James. And you like Jordan, man. I love a football player. I love is that where you want to put your love? I love my daughter. I'll tell you a story. We'll get there. It's the best story. It just happened today. So my daughter is the sweetest. She's like a perfect child. Thank God for a Baal Tshuva. I'm some like clubber from London who's now raising a Beis Yaakov girl in Jerusalem. That already is psychotic. How do you even deal with that? She just happens to be the greatest Beis Yaakov girl ever. Loves school, loves learning, I'm trying to tell her to stop learning. I'm like, can you just stop learning? I got home last night very late and she's like, often it happens, 12 o'clock at night, she's learning. Since the age of 7, she's now 14, she got 100% on all her tests. Apart from like one, she got 96, she was destroyed. She was like, I'm the opposite, she's like, my son's a bit different. He got 30%, he's like, I got a number. It's a number. I love him. They're brilliant. My kids are so different. Parenting's such a trip. You have to be a very, 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 very emotionally healthy person to be a good parent. You work on that now. It's the most important thing in your life. Just be an incredibly calm, loving, healthy human being. Because the kid, you think my kids are going to turn out who I want them to be? Nothing like I didn't turn out who my parents thought I was going to be. And you're like, no, I have this plan. Kids are going to be like this. Not at all. It's all over the place. Brilliant though. Because you can just hold these neshamas. I don't need anything from my kids. I'm like, what do my kids need from me? I've got to give them. So anyway, she got a bad maths teacher this year. And that's really distresses her. Because she's not explaining it. So we got her a maths tutor. It's crazy. The best person in the class, they're the ones who often have tutors. Binyamin's like, I have a tutor. I'm all right. I got a number. Laughing. He's very cool. Binyamin's very cool. Anyway, so I got home last night, and she was like falling asleep, and she was distraught. Why was she distraught? Because she left this piece of paper. She couldn't find a piece of paper. She needed a piece of paper. She got a maths test today, and she needed a piece of paper, and she just didn't have it, and because she couldn't find it. And I said, you basically know it anyway. You'll do it. You'll do all right. And she will. Anyway, I put on some Yanuka music. She falls asleep. Creep out in the room, turn off the light. This morning I get back from davening, she's distraught. She's like, can't find it. I must have left it at the tutor's house and the test is today. Because if she doesn't have this paper, she's going to get 99% instead of 100. And that would be like... So I was waiting for the bus with her school bus. And she knows me well. I said to her, you know what, one day you're going to be holding your grandson. You're going to be holding your grandson and kissing your grandson. And this won't mean anything. It don't mean it. I validated her emotions first. I said, I'm sorry you're upset. I said, really, in the bigger picture, and she knows it. She knows everything. She could give all my classes. My daughter could come and sit here, give you all these classes. She'd be like, I can prove God's true. I can prove the Torah. This is how you have happiness, positive attitude, self-control. Brilliant. Distraught. And so she went to school. And then my wife called the tutor, and the tutor found the piece of paper. So we got it. She sent it, WhatsApp to my wife, and she sent it to, and we photocopied it, and then we copied it, we printed it, and I had this piece of paper. And I left home early. I didn't have breakfast. I was like, I'm going to save my daughter. And I got on my electric bike, I ride into Meir Sharim. All these like Hasidim in there, because my daughter goes to a Beis Yaakov in Meir Sharim in Geula, and they're like, and I'm like, out my way, Hasidim. Turn up at my daughter's school, because I don't know what time the test is. Maybe the test could have been 9 o'clock, and it was already 8:30. It could have been 11. I just didn't know. And I walked in, and the showman was like, I said, this has to get to tomorrow Menuka. Kita chet dachuf. Now. And he said, okay, you can go in. So I went in, I walked up in the stair, I saw one of the little girls there, and I was like, where's Kita Chet? And she was like, Kita Chet Aleph or Bet? I was like, oh no. So I went into the Menehelet's office, and I said, זה צריך להגיע לתמר המנוחה דחוף. And she kind of, she was like, what? I said, דחוף, תמר המנוחה. So the Menehelet, this has to get to my daughter urgently. So she stands up, she says, אני עשה את זה תוך כדי דיבור. We're going to do it as we're speaking. She walks out, I walk in there, and I thought she was just going to go in, but she knocked in, the Menehelet opens the door, and she calls into class, she goes, Tamar Menucha, come. She goes, Tamar, come. Because I thought she comes out and she goes, Eze shaliach yesh lach. What a messenger you have. And my little daughter who was broken, I left her broken. She came out, she saw the piece of paper, and she's like, you've never seen such joy in anyone's face, and love. Joy and love. And she's like, Abba. And she just held me, and she just held me, and she's like, oh, thank you, Abba. Her face, a bright, amazing face of joy. And I said, it's okay, my daughter. And then she walked in, I walked out. It was the best morning of my life. That's love. That's like awesome. You're awesome. You want your kids to adore you and respect you, which is God. Ahavah nira. You want them to adore you and respect you. Anyway, Baruch Hashem. Happened this morning. You better do well in the test now. 99! I came all the way to your school. Very disappointed. Right. So fine. Now, okay, we have time. We'll go through what we can. So what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. No? Okay. So what is love? Now, here's a major theme, a major idea that you have to understand. You cannot describe an emotion. You can't say what love is. You can't describe it because it's an emotion. Emotions don't have words. What you can describe is what causes it. What causes it. So you can't describe fear. You can't say what fear is, but you can describe what causes that feeling that we call fear, a threat to something, my ego or my body. That causes fear. What causes anxiety? A future threat to So what's the difference between fear and anxiety? Fear is present, anxiety is future. Whatever. So you can talk around an emotion. You can't say that's why all these greeting cards, love is, love is a feeling, and feelings don't have words. So you can say what they are caused by and what they cause, what they make happen. So love, let's think about this. Love is something that you highly value. You love something that you highly value and you feel deeply connected to. Highly value and deeply connected to, and therefore give to. Give. I want to give. I want to invest in this. I want to be with this. I want to become closer and closer. I want to be one with this. And it's often like a love of a parent and a child is because I literally see you as an extension of me. See you as me. So really this is what love is. So he says you can misuse your love. For example, ahavat adam et banav. The first example of bad love, he says, is the love of a father for his kids. If you spoil them. If you spoil them, I love my kids so much. I'm going to give my kid everything they want. They ask me for it. They start whining. I'm going to give them everything. I got friends whose kids are the most horrible, manipulative, unhappy people. And the parents were like, but it's my child. I love them. I have to give them everything. And that's bad. That's one of the worst loves ever. So how we transform this, it's on the next page. I'm going to try and put them together, is my love for my kids is I provide them with exactly what they need in a calm, loving, gentle way, which means saying no sometimes. No, my kids cannot manipulate me. By the way, number one rule in parenting is got to be love, 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 love. Affectionate, open, playful love, throwing them in the air, hugging them, kissing them, music, dancing, appreciation. I can't believe Hashem gave me you. Wow, I love you so. Shimshon, do you know how much I love you? Oh my goodness, just squeeze Shimshon. Shimshon, do you know how much Abba loves you? He's like, yeah, more than words can say. I'm like, shut up, Shimshon. More than words can say, Shimshon. Now Binyamin is like, Ein Sof. I'm like, more than Ein Sof. And he's like, you can't get more than Ein Sof. Ein Sof is Ein Sof. So love, 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 love. And then discipline. But you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't hit your sister. You hit your sister. No, but please, Abba, Abba. Okay, you can have it. Bad idea. Don't train your kids to know that whining can get them what they want. It wouldn't be good for you, and it's not good for them. It's terrible for everyone. Because then you've got this whiny kid, and eventually you just give in to them. They get spoiled. You get worn out. But you can have strict discipline if it comes from love. The basis of everything, the atmosphere in the home is unconditional love, 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 expressed love, 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 love. So then they can deal with the discipline because they know that's also coming from love. Very important. We'll have parenting classes. But the number one rule of parenting is being an emotionally healthy human being. Number 2, ahavah ashniya, ahavat mammon. People love money. Sometimes in my kickboxing gym, we play like gangster rap. And it's pretty cool. It does help you fight, but some of the lyrics, I think there's something called gangster money rap or something. Do you know what that is? And it's all about my money, your money, 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 your money. Because they grew up in wherever they grew up, but in the Bronx, whatever it is, and they had no money, and their dad was in prison, their mum was like whatever, and suddenly they come into money, and that's it. They're like, oh, it's all money, money. There's a whole genre, look it up, called money gangster or something like that, like cash money. So people love money. I just love money, driven by money. Just can't stop. What does love? I just said love is something that you value and feel deeply connected to. People value money. Why do people value money? Because what they really value is happiness and power. Well, no, not even power, happiness. And they think that money will buy them power, happiness, or things. The more money you have, the more stuff you can get, so the happier you'll be. It doesn't even work. No one actually loves money. It's paper, although some people do. They're like kissing their money and money. I wash my hands after I touch money. The Chofetz Chaim once woke up and he fasted. And they said, why did he fast? And he said it was a tainit chalam. It was a fast for having a bad dream. If you have a really bad dream, there's an idea that you should fast. So they said, oh my goodness, what was your bad dream? And he said, I dreamt that I was really, really rich. Now we're going to see that you're allowed to love money. Remember, it's always how much so. You should love your money. Because you know what you can do with money? Give it away. The more money you make, the more tzedakah you can give. The more mice you start giving 20%. Forget all this 10% nonsense. You start giving 20%. Get even richer, give more, 30%. Give all your money away. I love money. I love money. I'd love to be a millionaire. I'm not going to ruin my kids' life to be a millionaire. I'm not going to miss their bedtimes by working. But I'd love to be a millionaire. Do you know what I could do? Some people say, you know what, I won the lottery, I never have to work a day in my life. If I won the lottery, I'd be the opposite. I better start working now. Great, I love money. Bring it, give it, give it. I'm not going to ruin my spirituality for money. I'm not going to ruin my kids for money. I'm not going to ruin but if you were to offer me $10 million right now, I would take it. Very, very happily. And I'd set up a very cool yeshiva. Very cool yeshiva. We'd get up before sunrise, obviously. And we'd work out, we'd train. And then freezing mikveh, daven nates like a mensch, meditate, and then we'd learn, but we'd learn this stuff. Like Mussar, Rebbe Nachman. And then we'd have a Gemara Seder, because if you don't learn Gemara, you can't think. So you have to be able to think, because if you can't think, you can't do anything else. Have Gemara Seder. And then we'd learn tefillah, and then we'd go into the fields and we'd scream and we'd do that. And then the whole of Thursday would just be Chesed Day. We'd be making projects. To all the widows of soldiers who died in Gaza, we'd all be getting out there, looking after their kids, taking their kids out every day. 4 hours, every widow gets someone for 4 hours a day after school, help with homework. Do that. We'd be like, and we'd make a whole network of chesed, change the world. Friday morning, long hike into desert. Shabbos would be like unbelievable Shabbos. Food, not that much. You don't need that much. Twice a day, same thing basically. Like brown rice, bit of protein, bit of salad. Sleeping, yoga mat on the floor. Don't need to sleep that much. Don't need so much money, by the way. $10 million. Whoever's watching this, Mamish, I'm going to create an army of Jews. Like what a Jew is really meant to be. You know what a Jew's meant to be. Imagine you came to my yeshiva for like 3 years. You'd be the best dad. You'd be the best husband. You'd be the happiest, most empowered, kindest, loving, crazy Jew. You in? You in? I love money. I love money. I buy loads of stuff for my wife and I just create. Probably buy a new pair of shoes. I need a new pair of shoes. So money destroys people. Destroys people. Love money. I was just in a certain country. I was shocked how it's, even I'm talking about the religious community, it's all about money, and families split up over money, and you didn't buy me an apartment, and this, and I didn't get this inheritance. Split, mess families up. Divorce proceedings, where they just can't come to a compromise and they're destroying their kids. It's like just what? The money is more important than your kid. People, so money, terrible. Loving money destroys everything. But if you know what money can do in a positive way, mitzvahs and change the world, then you should love money. It's okay to love money. We didn't get through all of them. There are a few more. But today, get the general idea that nothing's bad apart from Yeush. Despair. Despair's bad. But ain't shum Yeush. But nothing's bad. It's how you use it. So you just got to use it in the right way. Shabbos. Yeah!